Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is a double shot of Tier 10 German heavy action sent to be from Team Efficiency Skell from Team Mutism, and he's platooning with his old mates Party and Safi. Safi looks like he's in a wargaming account. And they're on Lakeville, and yes, that's right, it's a standard battle on Lakeville, the Tier 10 German heavy tank, and they're going the valley push by the looks of it. So you can see Skell has already got APCR loaded, which is the premium consumable for the mouse, which does on average 490 hit points of damage, 311 penetration, standard rounds doing 246 penetration. It's got a bit of heat loaded too for that little bit of extra damage on those lightly armoured tanks, maybe like the T-71 on the enemy side. A little bit unusual seeing a big valley push, and sometimes people criticise people for doing this, but in this replay you're going to see how sometimes it can work. Safi and Skell both in their Mauses, and they're not stuffing around, they're doing the big valley push. Looking at the mini-map, the tanks are in, there's lots and lots of mediums on that lake road. A few of the lower tiered heavies are going towards the city. Safi and Skell angling their German heavy tanks up to crest the ridge on the valley, and it looks like they're not going to stuff around, they're going straight for a push down the valley. You can see Skell's bounced 3 shots so far for 390 hit points of damage, and his second shot picks up his first kill, taking out the M46 Patton, the Tier 9 American medium tank, as he keeps going with his platoon mate straight down the valley, not stuffing around at all. Those tanks that are camping at the back, the Panther 8.8 premium German medium tank, just getting decimated along with that M46 Patton, who was camping at the back as well. Artillery on Skell's side takes out the enemy artillery as Safi and Skell push straight into this Type 5 heavy, and the mouse looks like the Type 5 heavy. Skell just bounced 600 hit points of damage from the Type 5 heavy, which tells me that he's got the old gun, if you like. There's 2 guns available for the Type 5 and the Type 4 heavy, one doing 1,000 odd hit points of damage with very low penetration, and one doing about 600. You can also see that Skell's got chocolate loaded as a premium consumable, and a small and a large repair kit, not worrying about crew damage or a fire extinguisher, not worrying about a med kit or a fire extinguisher. Uses the small repair kit to fix his gun and just waits for his tracks to repair. And unsurprising, you'd imagine he's got a pretty heavily armoured, pretty well-trained crew. And of course, if your crew are trained in repairs and brothers in arms and things like that, when you're tracked, it only takes a few seconds to fix the track, as he takes some nice easy shots into the back of the enemy mouse, bringing him down to 100 hit points, and the VK45 O2B picks up the kill on that enemy mouse. Of course, the mouse was buffed this recent mini patch, 9.17.1 patch, the Panther 8.8, resorting to firing higher explosive at Skell's very heavily armoured mouse. Of course, it's one of the most heavily armoured tanks in the game. I don't have it, and as well as its mobility, its mobility has been buffed a little bit, I believe, but its rate of fire and its damage per minute, it's now one of the best damage per minute tanks in the game, I believe. I mean, you combine that with the heavy armour, you can pick up steel walls, and you can really push through enemy positions quite convincingly. You can see Skell, he's picked up 3 kills, 4,781 hit points of damage, he's blocked 2,400, and he's only lost 500 hit points out of his 3,200 hit points, as he picks up his 4th kill, getting rid of that Skoda T50. 8-6 is the score. The whole platoon are at the base. Safi picks up the kill on the AMX 5100, and then that T54 Mod 1 kills the enemy IS-3, bringing the score to 10-6. So they're not going to stuff around sitting on the cap. They want to get stuck back into the town, do a full lap of Lakeville, if you like, and kill the remaining enemy tanks. The 113, the Grill, the Emil T2, the VK45 O2B, and the Emil 1. 10-6 is the score. 4 kills to Skell, 1 to Safi. 5,200 hit points of damage exactly, and block 2,400 hit points exactly, which is absolutely massive, especially considering it's still on over 2,700 of his 3,200 hit points that he started with, and basically didn't stop pushing through that valley of death on Lakeville. Of course, you can also see that the mouse can only do 20 kilometers an hour, but when you're rolling around and bouncing shots like there's no tomorrow, that doesn't really matter. Party picks up his first kill, getting rid of the Emil too, and it looks like the enemy tanks are all sort of huddled in this GH0 corner, waiting for the inevitable, I guess. They all look like they're on reasonably low health, apart from the grill. Of course, the grill won't be hard to penetrate. It's a painful replay to do this one because I had the tier 9. I used to have the tier 9 German tank unlocked, and of course with the changes I have to go back to tier 7 now to get this amazing tank. And of course, if you've been watching Safi and Skell on the Wargame Gold League competition, which is on every weekend, almost most weekends, if you've been watching it of late, you can see that the mouse really makes an appearance now in the Gold League, and that tells me that it's a pretty good tank to play. As Skell goes for the top gun, doesn't quite do it. Party picks up the kill, and in the end a comfortably win 15-7 as Skell does a quick battle buddy reset and gets rid of his platoon mate. As we have a very quick look at the post-game battle results. Not that one, that was the wrong one, but it's an Ace Taker Mastery Badge for Skell in his mouse. Also the Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter and Fire for Effect medals, which are all pretty groovy medals to get. Looking at the second page of the post-game battle results, a very good result for a team efficiency, lads. Team efficiency Skell, 5,393 hit points of damage. 4 kills. It was actually 5 kills, but then when he killed Party, it drops the 5 down to a 4. 1,255 base experience, 17 shots fired, 16 hit, and 14 did damage. Of course, one of those shots would have been the shot into his platoon mate as well. 2,400 damage blocked by armor, a little bit of detecting, and that was enough for an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, which is always good to see. Cost him a few credits, but all in all, in that 6.5 minute game, not a bad way to ace the big German heavy tank, the mouse, the revisited mouse, if you like. It's received a little bit of a buff in the latest patch from on the Wargaming Asia server. As we move on to the second game, it's another team Uchism platoon. Iron in their mouse, Safi in his mouse, and Skell in his mouse. And of course, in the last game, I believe that Safi didn't have the mouse unlocked. I think he was in the same boat as me, where he had to go back to the tier 7, but it looks like he had a Wargaming account to have a bit of a practice on to get rid of his, to get ready for his Gold League battles on the weekend. On this one, it's another standard battle on Malinovka. 3 mouses this time, and what are they doing? These blokes, even though they're serious tankers and they are, right into their Gold League competitions, they every now and then they might do something funny like this, and they like to have a little bit of fun in their tanks, which is the main thing. It's a game after all. All 3 mouses going straight through the guts of Malinovka, and getting a few comments from the other players in the battle. In this replay, Skell's loaded pretty much full gold, apart from some high explosive rounds. Going with chocolate again, but this time just the one repair kit, the large repair kit, and opting for a fire extinguisher this time. Blocking damage like there's no tomorrow in his big German heavy tank, blocking 1,240 with only a minute and 15 seconds into the game. He's already blocked 1,240 hit points of damage. Safi copping a lot of attention from the enemy tanks as they keep moving forward. Safi's been absolutely wrecked there, gets taken out by the AMX 50-120, but Iron and Skell, they're not slowing down, they're going straight for it, putting a massive shot into the turret of the AMX 30B. Skell gets fired on by that Emil, who's right behind him, but luckily he bounces the shot. Iron on 2,025 hit points. Skull on 2,085 hit points. So they have taken a little bit of damage in this battle, but still got 2,000 health. I mean, that's a hell of a lot for the enemy to get through. As Iron pushes forward, puts a shot into the AMX 30B, and Skull takes the honours, picking up his first kill. 2,402 hit points of damage, 2,430 damage blocked by armour. He's also picked up 1,689 spotting damage, which is not surprising since these guys are the only guys going forward. Have a look at the mini-map. You know, some three tier 8 heavies, of course, one of them being the Object 252U, the new defender tank. Obviously, when a new premium tank comes out, you do see a lot of them. 2-3 is the score. 4-2 now, sorry. Skull's got 2 kills, 2887 hit points of damage, and look at this, you're guilty. That's kill number 3, getting rid of the AMX 2120, the one that killed his platoon mate, and it's always good to pick up a bit of revenge for your mates. Now that Object 252 on the enemy side will be getting a little bit nervous there, thinking, why did I camp? I shouldn't have camped, should have went up the hill. Should have done anything but sitting behind this rock, which is providing no cover whatsoever from this angle. 6-3 is the score. Skull's got 3 kills, 3,500 damage, nearly 2,500 damage blocked, and the T49 caught out in another terrible position as Iron picks up the kill. It brings the score up to 7-3. Skull bounces a shot from the STRV 103, of course the new another part of the new patch, apart from buffing this beautiful big German heavy tank. The damage indicators are a little bit different. Tells you who shot you and also tells you what kind of explosive they use. Over here you can see in the bottom left corner the enemy artillery has hit him with high explosive, and that STRV, he blocked 390 damage with, and he was firing APCR, which is possibly the standard ammunition for the tier 9 Swedish tank destroyer. 8-4 the score now, and these Mauses are not slowing down. But when they're looking there, they can see there's still more opportunities for damage. Unlucky not to penetrate the Object 252, the new Defender Premium Tier 8 Russian heavy tank. But that shot is not going to bounce at all. As Iron picks up the kill, 3 kills to Iron, 4 kills to Skull, 7 kills between them. 5,702 damage done, 2820 blocked, 2296 damage spotted, with a score on 12-4. This is looking like an absolute ripper from Team Efficiency. Skull looks like he got shot by a mouse there. There's only one other mouse in this game, and that's his platoon mate. Of course, it is handy to get rid of your battle buddies every now and then. And he aims at this VK. Of course, that's one of the new Tier 8. That's a new Tier 8 German heavy tank, the VK100 01P, which is the new way to get to the mouse, if you like. And it looks like that's pretty bouncy as well, as the shot from Skull bounces off the side of the tank. 13-4 is the score now. That T10 looks like he's all alone up on the hill, and Skull saying thank you very much. I'll take kill number 5 to get rid of that artillery, the Batchat 15558, the 4-shot auto-loading French Tier 10 artillery. And I think at the moment, Skull's just taking a breath now. Sitting on the cap, he's probably looking at the map thinking, I've got no chance of getting up there to where that T10 was last spotted, up at A8. And looks like he's just sitting there, he's slowly getting surrounded by the friendly tank. So I'm just going to grab a few cap points, I guess. Just going to keep back. He's probably sitting back thinking, that's not too bad. 6.5, nearly 6,600 hit points of damage. 3260 blocked, 2334 damage spotted. And in the end, he's capped it out. And no fear whatsoever. You're right, Safi. That was an absolute... It was a funny game, but we like to see funny games on World of Tanks with StewiejP, and look at that result. An Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, which is no surprise. The Bruiser, Spotter Medal for a mouse, Duelist Fighter, Fire for Effect, Shellproof for blocking all that damage, the Confederate for hitting more enemy vehicles than anybody else on the team, and the Steel Wall for all that bounce. High Caliber, and the Invader Medal for getting all those cap points. He probably thought, stuff it, I'll get an Invader Medal here instead of going after that T10, who was about 100 miles away. Looking at the second page of the post-game battle results, 6,591 hit points of damage, 5 kills, 1310 base experience, 3,260 damage blocked by armour. Of course, that's what the mouse does best. It blocks armour like there's no tomorrow. 2,334 spotting damage. It cost him a few credits because I think, if you remember, the tank was loaded with full APCR. Unlucky for Safi not to do too well, but when you do a risky move like that, it's always good for shits and giggles. But the Mauses absolutely demolished that southwestern part of Malinovka. Alright, thank you very much for the replay, Scal. Very muchly appreciated. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care and see you all next time.